What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today is one of my favorite top fives that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It is the top 5 most hated things about a Fox body. And if you've never owned a Fox body, some of this may not make sense. If you have owned them, you will probably really like this video. But that's what we're going to do right now, so let's go. Okay, guys, so number 5 on the list. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, maybe your list is a little bit different, but this is my list. But let's go ahead and check out Mr. Chris Pevahouse's car. This is number 5. This is your console area here, and yes, it's a little dirty. And number 5 has 2 parts. Number 1 is the ashtray door, which this one actually works fairly decent, but most of the time they're broken. And the second part is, as you can see, this whole entire area is totally devoid of any cup holder action. So what you do, we'll make sure our foot is on the brake, your drink sits right here because you have no cup holders, and that's just the Fox body life. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is number 5. Let's move on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, back to the subject at hand. This is number 4. Number 4 has to do with kind of a safety and a performance thing. If you'll notice right back here, even though this car has really nice Cobra R wheels, you have tiny little drum brakes there. Tiny little drum brakes, okay? That's the rear. And then there's the front. You have 10.5-inch discs, which are not even adequate at the stock level. At the stock level of 205 or 225 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque, these brakes are absolutely 100% totally inadequate for the car. So that, no, is number 4. Let's move on. All right, so for number 3, and of course, again, your list may vary and differ a little bit. For me, which I travel quite a bit in my Fox body, number 3 is the Fox body seats. And they're actually not horrible up here. Like, they do have a little bit of support, not much. You know, if you do take an on-ramp kind of fast, you're liable to fall out of the car, but yeah, you know, just hold on. The worst part about the seat is right here. And actually, Chris has put new foam and everything in his seats, so they're not quite as bad, so these aren't an exact representation. But right here, you'll have something, part of the seat frame come through, and it will be poking your left ass cheek the entire time you're in the car. And about the time you're 100 to 150 miles out, your entire ass is completely and utterly asleep. So we're going to make that number 3. The seats stock in a Fox body suck. Let's move on. Okay, guys, moving on. Number 2, one of the most frustrating things for Fox body owners is right here. Yes, these are the quarter glasses, and while Chris's look phenomenal right now, most of the time they're all eat up and totally deteriorated and look like absolute garbage. The reason that these are frustrating is because the way Ford designed these, the glass and the rubber are molded together, and so you can't just replace the rubber. You have to replace the glass and everything. Well, where that came into a really big problem is the fact that nobody made them, and apparently Carlite, that produced them back in the 80s and 90s, they cut up the mold, and so you couldn't get these. So you had all kinds of different people trying to restore them, and, you know, trying to use high build primer and paint and everything else and try to make these look good. And there is a couple companies that make aftermarket ones, but they don't say Mustang right here because, you know, there's a licensing. But there are some actual remedies to that, and, you know, as time goes on, more and more will come. But that is one of the most frustrating things about a Fox body, is you can have beautiful paint and still have crappy looking quarter glasses. All right, guys, so number 1 on the list of the most frustrated and hated things of a Fox body are, for me, the squeaks and the rattles. Now, there's 2 parts to this. I actually kind of, as time goes on, I like the squeaks and rattles a little more because they let me know I'm in a Fox body, and it just kind of feels like home, mostly because I've put up with them my entire life, and, you know, I've owned 15 of these cars, and that's just kind of like, you know, it's like going back to your old girlfriend. Nah, that's a bad analogy. But anyway, the squeaks and the rattles that you will get driving down the road in your Fox body, even if you put subframe connectors, it's just, you know, it's par for the course. That's what's going to happen. The interior is going to squeak and rattle and roll, and the rear end's going to move side to side, and the body's going to twist like an empty Bud Light can. Why? Because it's a Fox body. That's just what they do. Okay, guys, so I had to bring in a little extra opinion. Why? Because this is Chris's car, and because Ken at some point was cool enough to have a Fox body, not anymore. And then Cody obviously owns a Foxbody. So I wanted to get their opinion. So Chris, your most annoying and hated thing?
It is absolutely the headliner that comes down when you're driving.
I gotcha. No fun. All right, Ken.
Mine's the shifter position. It's too far forward.
No shifter position? Okay. Cody?
Yeah, I agree, yeah. Crowds.
Yeah.
I hate crowds.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you plow them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the Fox bodies are attracted to them.
All right. All right. Well, good deal. Well, what do you say? The crowds. Good deal. All right, guys. So that is it. That is the most hated and frustrating things about owning a Foxbody. Drop a comment below. Let me know what yours are, because I'm sure there's a ton that I forgot. Those are just kind of what bother me. But in the meantime, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. We'll be back with more Foxbody builds later. See you guys.